side. 2 receivers to the right side, 2 to the left side. But the draw play to Jackson, and he is pulled down by Jason Hackard, along with Charles Jackson for the Bobcats at about the 35-yard line.
One thing that Weber State has had a problem with this year is sacks against Boise State and against University of Montana. Their quarterback sacked 8 times in each game. So what you do to relieve a little bit of that pressure from the defensive front is you run the screen and the draw, which we've seen now out of 3 plays. One's been a screen and one's been a draw.
Alden Maxwell split off to the right side. Lone setback is Mitchell. He'll get the handoff, tries the left side. There's no room there. He'll lunge forward for a couple yards, running into a bunch of blue jerseys there. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short yardage situation. The ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line. So 3rd down and about 2.5. No score, just underway. Dave Hall out wide to the right side, along with Melvin Maxwell. Macon also split out to the right side. Play action rolling right. Schmidt throws down the right side. It hangs up a little, but it is caught by Melvin Maxwell. A foot race down the sidelines, and he is pushed out of bounds down at about the 7-yard line. Mark DiAugustino chases him down. The ball hung up in the wind, and as the Bobcat defenders went down, picking it up there was Melvin Maxwell.
Well, that's a situation where we talked at the beginning of the game about who has the advantage in the conditions like this, and there we see where the advantage was in favor of the offense. Sean Hill was back. He had Maxwell well covered. He could have easily gotten the interception, but he slipped down, and Maxwell was there to make a catch, got a great block to turn upfield.
Now both Jackson and Mitchell in behind Ryan Schmidt, the quarterback. And the give is to Mitchell, and he will power inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal for the Wildcats of Weber State. That was Mitchell's, or rather Maxwell's 12th catch of the season. 2nd down and goal for the Wildcats of Weber State at the Bobcat 3-yard line. Dave Hall out wide to the right side. Macon and Shaw line up a double tight end setup. And the handoff straight ahead. Dancing around and maybe getting a yard or so on the carry is Jeff Mitchell again. And virtually no gain there as they unstack the ball down there.
Bobcats getting a good job from their inside linebackers that time. DiAugustino and Skelton, the play designed to go just off center to the left guard and between center, but the inside backers for the Bobcats jammed up the hole.
3rd down and goal from about the 1-yard line. Hall split off to the right side, double tight end set up again. And the handoff again, and in for the touchdown this time on the carry is Jeff Mitchell.
Boy, he had a big hole to go through that time, too. I think you or I probably could have made it through. A good job by the right side of his offensive line, just blowing the Bobcats out of there, and he lowered his head, was into the end zone. An 8-play drive with the big one being the pass completion.
So the extra point attempt now, Greg Patterson will have the honors. The Wildcats an 80-yard drive. The big one was the pass play. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. The Wildcats are quickly on the board. Ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 11:16 to go in the first quarter. It's Weber State 7, Montana State nothing. Wildcats ready to kick it off to Montana State. Sean Hill back inside his own 5-yard line. Brady and Perkins are the upbacks up at the Bobcat 15. Ball hangs up a little bit. Hill will get it at his own 15 to the 20, to the 25, to the sidelines, to the 30, up to about the 33-yard line. Good field position for Montana State. Nice return again by Sean Hill.
He was lucky that time, Dean. When he went back to receive the kickoff, he put one knee down, and the official was right on the spot. His knee came awfully close to touching the ground. Had he caught that kickoff with a knee on the ground, of course, that's where the ball would have been down.
Now they mark it officially at the 32. Stoltz out wide right. Tesh in the slot to the right side. Crumwoody tied in on the left side. Wilkinson and Ryan in behind Tetrault. Tetrault on the give to Wilkinson. And he will get out across the 35 to about the 37. Pickup of 5. Second down and 5 for MSU.
That's the counter dive play that they ran for the first time last week against Boise State, where Tetrault literally makes a 365-degree pivot and then hands it to the back coming through. They've got a little variation they added this week in practice to that, where instead of spinning all the way around and hanging it off, he'll hand it off to the first back through.
Crumwoody on the right side this time. Option right side. Tetrault giving ground, now trying to keep it, and he'll lose yardage as Tetrault will be tackled back at the 35-yard line. So the Bobcats now will be looking at a third down back at the Bobcat 35-yard line.
One thing the Bobcat offensively concerned about is the speed of the cornerbacks for Weber State. They have a couple of fine quarterbacks, and they were concerned about being able to run outside because of that speed.
To the left side, Tesh and Stoltz this time. Crumwoody tied in on the right side. Tetrault on the give to Ryan, has some room, ducks the head and gets out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. First down, Bobcats. About a 12-yard pickup for Cy Ryan. So Ryan finds his footing, no problem. Kicked in the Jets and Buster up in good shape there. 12-yard pickup for Ryan. First down, Bobcats to the MSU 47-yard line. Stoltz wide to the right side. Brian Plunkett in. He's wide to the left side. Crumwoody tight end on the right side. Travis and at the center. Wilkinson and Cy Ryan are the setbacks behind John Tetrault. Gives straight ahead to Ryan again into Wildcat territory down to the 49-yard line of Weber State. It'll be a pickup of 4, second down and 6.
Almost identical to the play before where Ryan picked up the 12 yards, going right between the blocks of Brian Ratzberg, the left guard, and Travis Annette. Annette had a great game last week against Boise State, was named the offensive lineman of the week for the Bobcats.
Ratzberg and Woodcock on the left side for the Bobcats. Isaacson and Iden on the right side. Tetrault rolling left, wants to throw, turns her loose. Stoltz makes the reception. First down, Bobcats in front of the Bobcat bench inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line of Weber State.
Well, it's a key play for the Bobcats, being able to have success running the ball as well as throwing the ball. It makes the play calling a lot easier.
So the Bobcats with the football at the 37-yard line of Weber State. 7-0 Wildcats. 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Stoltz wide right. Tesh in the slot to the right side. Crumwoody tied in on the right side. Wilkinson and Cy Ryan in behind John Tetrault. The give to Wilkinson, the fullback, and he will power forward down to about the 35-yard line. Give him 2 yards on the carry. Boy, the Bobcats wrapping up that football, the running backs, when they get it, to make sure that nobody pulls it out of there. Dave Polonic makes the tackle, the big junior out of Los Gatos, California, 6'3", 245-pounder. A second down and 8 from the 35-yard line of Weber State. 7-0 Wildcats. Stoltz wide to the right, Tesh in the slot to the right side. John Tetrault with a second down call. On the option right side, pitches it back to Ryan, looking for a block, finds it, gets inside, ducks the head, powers down deep inside the 20-yard line to about the 17-yard line. First down, Bobcats. Crumwoody got the block, pushed the man outside. Ryan comes back inside.
Great block by the tight end, Brian Crumwoody, on the cornerback, Austin Peters, who was coming up. Looked like he was going to be there to make the tackle, and Crumwoody just pushed him out of the way, allowed Ryan to turn upfield.
The ball at the 17-yard line of Weber State. First down, Bobcats. Stoltz to the left side. Plunkett in the slot left. Aaron Swenson in at a running back now, along with Bob Wilkinson. Hand off to Wilkinson, plowing straight ahead to about the 15-yard line. Give him 2. It'll be a second down and 8. As Tesh comes in, and also at running back for the Bobcats coming in is Billy Templeton, as Wilkinson will take a breather. Second down, Montana State at the Weber State 15-yard line. Weber State the lead 7-0. Wide left, Tesh. In the slot left is Plunkett. From the hash mark right side. Swenson and Templeton, the setbacks behind Tatro. Crumwoody, tight end on the right side. On the give to Swenson. He is stopped at the line and then lunges forward and will get a couple of yards out of it, down to about the 13-yard line.
That was Kenny Peck, the defensive end for Weber State. He had the ball carrier wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Give Swenson an A for effort because he managed to pick up a couple of yards out of that.
So big third down call for the Bobcats. Third down at about 5. They're down at about the 12-yard line. Wide to the left is Tesh. To the right side is Stoltz. Templeton and Ryan in there behind Tatro. Tatro option right side, cocks the arm, wants to throw, now going to keep it. Comes down the sidelines and is bumped out of bounds. And he is going to be short of the first down sticks, I do believe. It is hard to see from here. The officials surveying the situation across the field.
They're going to be a little bit short by maybe about a half a yard or so.
Fourth down, the Bobcats obviously going to go for it. Field goal, given this situation, would not be a sure thing. And the Cat fans love it. Stoltz to the left side. Crumwoody tight end on the right side from the inverted bone. Tatro to the fourth down and about 1 call. The give to Swenson. He has room. He ducks the head. On his feet. He's still on his feet. The ball is loose. Fumble. Who gets it? They unstack him. I believe the Bobcats hang on inside the 5 at about the 2-yard line.
Travis Annette, I believe, a heads-up play by the sophomore center, falling on the ball there as he saw it pop loose.
So first and goal from the 2-yard line for the Bobcats.
12th play of the drive coming up for the Bobcats. They started on their own 32-yard line and have been able to move the ball upfield.
Again from the inverted bone. Templeton, Wilkinson, and Cy Ryan in there now in the backfield behind Tatro. To give to Cy Ryan. Wham! He is hit, but he goes in for the touchdown. So Cy Ryan on a 2-yard run gets the Bobcats on the scoreboard with 6:11 to go here in the first quarter.
Well, that's the advantage of the inverted bone. You've got the eye back, and then you've got the 2 other backs in front of them, and plenty of blocking power that time, electing to go to the right side of the line. Derek Isaacson and Kenny Eiden over there, and he took quite a pop from Austin Peters. He was just leveled, but got the ball into the end zone. 12-play drive for the Bobcats.
Jay Judy on for the extra point attempt to tie it up. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:11 to go in the first quarter. It's Montana State 7, Weber State 7. Bobcats ready to kick it off to the Wildcats of Weber State. Game tied at 7-all. Back for the Wildcats, Melvin Maxwell. Everybody rolling around out there on the field, and finally the Wildcats come up with it about the 47-yard line. If you joined us late, it has snowed all night, snowed all morning, and continuing to snow. They've cleared the field as best as you can. The Bobcats with a steady breeze at their back. We're tied at 7-all. Hall split off to the right side along with Rob Treblecock and Pete Macon. Off to the left side is Trevor Shaw. Smith to throw, has time, comes over the middle. It is tipped away. Mark DiAugustino got a hand up on it. Incomplete. It'll be second down.
The short passing game will be very effective for Weber because it takes so long for the defensive lineman for the Bobcats to get to the quarterback. So if he has any success at all with the short passing game, then it could be tough for the Bobcats to get to him.
Dave Hall and Rob Treblecock off to the right side. 2 receivers also split to the left side in Mitchell and Burchett. Smith to throw, looks left, throws out the left side and completes it to Burchett. And he is tackled by Steve Perkins in Bobcat territory inside the Bobcat 45 down to about the 42, and that is enough for a first down for Weber State.
First down.
So Burchett, not listed in really any of the stats or any of the two deeps or anything, has been in there early today and picks himself up a reception. Ball down to the Bobcat 42-yard line. Hall, Treblecock, and Macon to the right side. Stand up to the left side is Trevor Shaw. He'll be kind of a flex tight end. They give to Jackson. Jackson gets by Rob Hatch. Brady trips him up down to the Bobcat 35-yard line. That'll be a second down and about 2.
Bobcats that time coming with an outside rush while Weber State had trips to the wide side of the field. So they really opened up the middle of that Bobcat defense that time for the 8-yard gain for Weber State.
Hall, Treblecock, and Macon to the right side. Shaw, tight end on the left side. Lone setback again is George Jackson. Schmidt with the play call. Second and short. Game tied at 7-all. We're in the first quarter. Schmidt checking off, and he checked off too long because he ate up all the time.
Well, he had John Skelton and Mark DiAgostino, the inside backers for the Bobcats, who were lined up and breathing in his face, and Schmidt saw that and wanted to change the play at the line of scrimmage, but just couldn't get it done before the play clock ran out. I noticed that Schmidt has an armband on his left hand there that he keeps referring to.
They think his backup, Jamie Martin, a 6'4 freshman, is the guy that is going to be their big-time quarterback of the future, but he has won the starting nod. Ryan Schmidt, 6'2", 200-pound junior, JC transfer. On the handoff to Jackson, and Jackson gets by Jason Hackert, and then is finally pulled down as he gets down to the 35, maybe to the 34, as Sean Hill comes over along with Derek Diedrichson and Rich Brady for the Bobcats. That'll bring up third down and about 1.5, maybe 2 yards for the first down.
Those misdirection plays will be very successful with the sloppy field. They're a little bit tender footing down there. We'll get up the flow of going one way, and then all of a sudden have to put the brakes on and come back, which is very difficult.
Third down and a long one. Hall, Treblecock, and Macon to the right side. Shaw, tight end left side. Jackson, the lone setback. Schmidt with a give to Jackson, trying to get outside wide to the left side. Skelton wraps him up and rolls him out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down at the 31-yard line of MSU.
Little counter action for Weber State that time. A fake to the right side of the line. They come back to the left, and can't move very quickly, but he did manage to get outside and pick up the first down.
Turns out Joe Gradney in for the Bobcats up front. Michael Kempton there, John Skelton, Rob Hatch, Mark DiAgostino, Rich Brady, Steve Perkins, Steve Lepsack, Corey Whitmer, Jason Hackert. First down call for the Wildcats from the Bobcat 31. Again, 3 receivers to the right side for Schmidt. But the handoff and trying the right side is Jeff Mitchell, the 6'2", 210-pound sophomore. And he will get down to about the 26-yard line. So he'll pick up just about 5. It'll be second down and 5.
Going to have a quick game here this afternoon at the rate that they're going. There's only been about 3 or 4 passes here in the first 2 series for Weber State and the first series for the Bobcats.
Second down and 5 for the Wildcats. Hall, Treblecock, Macon to the right side. Burchett comes in. He split off wide to the left side. Smith with a second and 5 call. Straight drop, wants to throw, comes short over the middle of Macon. It is picked off by Mark DiAgostino at the Bobcat 24-yard line. Tipped by Macon. DiAgostino there for the interception.
Macon coming over the middle from his wide receiver position. The ball was there. He had it. It was thrown a little bit behind him. He tipped it. He was in front of the coverage of DiAgostino, tipped the ball, and he tipped it right into the hands of DiAgostino. So that drive comes to an end because of the Bobcat defense.
Nice job by the Cats. DiAgostino was there all the way. Bobcats will start it from their own 24-yard line. We're tied up at 7-all. Dean Alexander, Paul Van Ellis, and Dan Davies from a snowy Sales Stadium in Bozeman. Stoltz wide to the left side. To the right side is Tesh in the slot. To the right side, Bob Wilkinson. Cy Ryan is the lone setback. John Tatroth, the quarterback. Now he moves Wilkinson back in the backfield, splits the backs. Wilkinson and Ryan. The give to Ryan has a big hole up the middle. But holding a penalty flag as he blasts through.
That was Ken Iden, the Bobcat right tackle, leaving just a little bit early, and the ref blew it dead.
Tough break for the Bobcats. That was going to be a nice game for Ryan. He really picked up 10-plus yards.
That'll move it back to the 19-yard line. Still first down, but now first down and 15 for MSU. Ryan with the Bobcats touchdown. We're tied, as we mentioned, at 7-all, 2:55 to go in the first quarter. As it continues to snow.
Bobcats have had some success this afternoon on the dive play. It's been a good gainer for them. See if Weber State makes some adjustments, maybe opening something up wide for the Cats.
Sold to the left side, Test to the right side. Brandon Wilkinson split behind Tatrold. Tatrold on the give to Ryan, and he won't get anything. Snuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Dave Polonik, defensive tackle, was the first one there to get his 245 pounds in the hole. So it'll be a 2nd down and 15 for MSU from the Bobcats 20-yard line. Bobcats, as we mentioned, with a pretty stiff breeze at their back. That's the good news. The bad news is the weather. Not exactly a day that you want to be putting that ball up in the air. 3 receivers to the left side. Lone setback, Cy Ryan. And the give to Ryan as he and Tatrold almost collide, and Ryan will get out across the 20 up to about the 24-yard line. Give him 4. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for MSU.
Good job that time by the left side of Weber State's defense. They had Darren Scott back there along with Reed Leland, the inside linebacker. They just plain fought off the block of the Bobcats and were there to make the tackle.
3rd down call, 3rd and 11 for Montana State. The ball to the Bobcats 24. Again, 3 receivers, Wilkinson, Tesh, and Stoltz to the left side. Cy Ryan, the lone setback. Tatrold the straight drop, trying to set up the screen, rolling left, and he is going to be sacked back at the 10-yard line.
That was a blitz that time by Weber State. They had a couple of their inside backers coming, and they came through for the most part untouched, and Tatrold just had no time whatsoever and did his best at backpedaling, but nothing there.
So he eats 14 yards, and the Bobcats now will bring on Swenson in the punting unit to punt it away. Line of scrimmage is the Bobcat 10-yard line. Weber State with Melvin Maxwell back as a safety. Not a great snap. A wobbly kick. Going to hit at the 50, take a Bobcat bounce, and go dead right there at the 49-yard line of Weber State. So about a 41-yard kick for Swenson. No return, but excellent field position for the Wildcats of Weber State as the Bobcats get the interception, but are unable to move the football.
Swenson looked like he had a little bit of trouble handling the snap. It was up a little high, and took him a second or two to get the ball where he wanted it, and close to being blocked by Weber State.
Wildcats with the ball to the Wildcat 49-yard line. Ryan Smith, the quarterback, brings him out. Less than a minute to go in the first period. Eric Price in now, out wide to the right side. 3 receivers to the right side. Trevor Shaw split off to the left side. Jackson is the lone setback. And he will get the handoff, get into Bobcat territory. I take it back, that's Mitchell. And a penalty flag goes down at the Bobcat 46-yard line.
There might be a face mask that came very late on the tackle.
And that's the call. Face mask gets MSU. So that will be a break for the Wildcats. 7-7, 50 seconds to go here in the first period in Bozeman. Weber State and Montana State. Wildcats looking for their first Big Sky win of the year, their first win on the Big Sky under first-year coach Dave Arslanian. The Bobcats looking to end a 4-game losing streak. The ball is moved down to the 41-yard line of MSU. Ed huddles him up.
Not very often you have a 1st and 1 situation, is it?
Not too often. That's what they're looking at. Price out wide to the right side. Burchett out there with him. 2 receivers to the left side. Schmidt to throw, but it's a draw to Jackson. He has some room. Gets by a couple of Bobcats, and Croker slows him up, and he steps out of bounds. Down inside the 25 at about the 23-yard line. Guys slipping and sliding all over. Jackson, the only one, obviously, who knew where he was going. He makes a nice run out of it. First down for Weber State. Down at they'll spot it at the 22-yard line of MSU.
Big help from the official, too, inside in the Bobcat secondary. He was backing up and out of the way and took 2 Bobcat defenders with him.
Still first down for the Wildcats. Melvin Maxwell, Eric Price, and Pete Macon to the right side. Shaw to the left side. Lone receiver, or the lone setback rather, is Mitchell. He'll get the ball straight ahead, runs into Corey Whitmer, and that's all he'll get to the 20-yard line. Good enough for a pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Weber State.
Whitmer with the initial hit.
Well, the fans have bunched themselves together on the far side, which is a wise move. And they continue to come and go on this side. I think they're going out to get a little coffee or something, and then back in. That'll end the first quarter at the end of 1 in Bozeman. Montana State 7, Weber State 7. On the Bobcat 20-yard line, Weber State with a 2nd down and 8 from the Bobcat 20. This quarter, the Wildcats with the wind at their back. The Bobcats will be going into that stiff wind. Price way out to the right side. Maxwell off to the left side, short side of the field. He comes in motion now, left to right. Macon off to the right side. And we've got whistle, penalty flag.
Somebody on the left side of the Weber State line jumped. The Bobcats were calling for an offside, and I think walked over and touched one of the Weber State players. It's going to be an interesting decision here, what the officials kind of decide to do, because they waited a long time. I think maybe what happened is the player on the left side of the Weber State line got reset, and that's when the Bobcat, after a couple of counts, went back over and touched them, so they're going to call it against the Bobcats.
So they have had a meeting of the minds, and it's offsides against Montana State. So instead of 2nd and 8, it'll be a 2nd down and 3 for Weber State.
Dean, give you an idea of what the weather, how it's affecting the game. We told you that Weber State is a 60-pass, 40-run team coming into the game. So far here, going into the second quarter, they've had 13 runs and just 5 passes out of 18 plays. So they definitely have changed their game plan a little bit, keeping it on the ground.
Price, Maxwell, and Macon to the right side. Treble caught to the left. The ball over the middle, juggled and caught. And on into the end zone for the touchdown on the catch is Trevor Shaw.
That was just a very quick look-in pass to Trevor Shaw, who he wasn't even looking, and the ball was right there. He did a great job of making the catch after juggling it, and then he did an even better job of breaking a couple of tackles. I believe John Skelton had a shot at him, and somebody else in the Bobcat secondary had a shot at him, and he ran through both of the tackles in for the touchdown.
So the Wildcats quickly on the board again, just 6 seconds into the second quarter. That was kind of like, who, me? And fortunately, he held on for the Wildcats. Patterson on for the extra point attempt. Ball is down. The kick is blocked by the Bobcats.
That's a live ball.
Traveling for it. Loose, picked up by Derek Dietrichson. Loose again, picked up by the Wildcats. And it'll be blown dead there. 14:54 to go in the first half, and it is Weber State 13, Montana State 7. The Wildcats set to kick it off to the Bobcats of Montana State. The game in favor of Weber State right now, 13-7, Wildcats.
Weber State's drive, Dean, just 4 plays. Remember, they started 1 yard in their own territory at the 49-yard line, 51-yard drive. 4 plays, they kept it on the ground 3 times, put it in the air once, and they had the 2 penalties, which also helped to move the ball down the field.
Weber's passed for 87 yards, the Bobcats for 12 thus far. That's basically through 1 quarter. So the kickoff now for the Wildcats of Weber State. The Wildcats leading it 13-7. Kick to Hill, back at the goal line, makes the catch, juggles it, comes back within the 5 to the 10, to the 15, and down right there as he was going no further because Kendall Brown, the Rover, senior out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, caught up with him and knocks him down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line of Montana State. First down, Bobcat.
First quarter score over in Missoula. It's University of Montana 6, Boise State nothing. Penn State leads Alabama in the first quarter 3-0. It's Iowa over Northwestern 21-6. Wisconsin trails Illinois in the second quarter 16-9.
Stoltz to the right side, Tesh to the left side. Brandon Wilkinson in behind John Tatrault. Bobcats trailing it 13-7. We're early in the second quarter. In fact, the second quarter just 12 seconds old. They give to Wilkinson, gets away from one, but won't get away from the second Wildcat as Mike Glenn wraps him up and drops him. Glenn, the big defensive end, 255-pounder out of Aurora, Colorado, just flat stuffs him.
Rushing for the Bobcats in the first quarter, Dean Cy Ryan was the leader. He had 6 attempts. He had 49 yards. As you mentioned, Tatrell 1 of 1, but that's just for 12 yards. Pass completion to Rob Stoltz. Weber State 136 yards total offense in the first quarter. The Bobcats 58.
Stoltz right side, Tesh left side. Second down and 10 for MSU. No gain on the last carry. Tatrell on the option right side, pitches it to Ryan. It's loose, fumbled, and the Wildcats recover. At the Bobcat 18-yard line. First down, Weber State.
Well, you got to believe there's, again, the weather coming into play because the Bobcats, an option team, they practice that pitch play until it's secondary, but maybe thinking about other things, not quite concentrating as much as they should on catching the pitch. And there's the turnover to Weber State.
They'll set it at the Bobcat 17-yard line. First down for the Wildcats of Weber State. They lead it 13-7. Dave Hall, Treblecock, and Macon to the right side. Schmidt play action, wants to throw, turns it loose. Macon makes a catch, and Rich Brady stops him at the 15-yard line. That'll be a 2-yard pickup. First catch of the day for Pete Macon. He's second down, and about 8 for the Wildcats. The Wildcats not having their passing game slowed down much by the weather here this afternoon, as Schmidt getting the play calls from the sidelines, and as Paul mentioned, he has that wristband on, which he immediately goes to then to check out what he's supposed to do. Hall to the left side, Hall along with Treblecock and Macon. Trevor Shaw to the right side, but they give, and Skelton makes the stop on Jeff Mitchell at about the 16-yard line. He'll lose about 1. Skelton was right there in a hurry. Mark DiAugustino to help him out. Inside linebackers for MSU.
One of the first times this afternoon the Bobcats really have been effective in stopping that little counter that Weber State likes to run, but they were ready for it that time.
Big third down call for Weber State. Third down and about 9. The ball at the Bobcats 16-yard line. Out wide to the right side is Trevor Shaw. Macon, Treblecock, and Hall to the left side. Lone setback is Mitchell. And timeout called by the Wildcats. 12:52 to go in the first half. Weber State 13, Montana State 7. Smith to throw, touchdown. Dave Hall wide open in the end zone. Comes up with the touchdown.
Oh, that was a great catch by Hall in the end zone. He had to... He was running a deep pattern into the end zone, and he had to stop, almost stop, and turn around to catch that ball, and he had a Bobcat defender come very quickly on him and pop him. He did a great job of holding on to the ball for the touchdown.
Schmidt with his second touchdown pass of the quarter gives the Wildcats a 19-7 lead, and they are going to stay on and go for 2.
Weber State able to take advantage of the Bobcat fumble in just 3 plays, driving the 16 yards.
The Bobcats thought that was a fumble, that he didn't have possession, and it was no touch, but the official in the middle of the pack signaled the touchdown all the way. All split off to the left side. Macon and Shaw double tight end. Schmidt, play action, rolling right, tossed in the end zone, tipped away by Sean Hill. The Bobcats not good. 12:45 to go in the first half. Weber State 19, Montana State 7. Wildcats to kick it off for the Bobcats of MSU. The Wildcats with the lead of 19-7. Hill back along with Brady and Perkins for the Bobcats. Brady and Perkins up around the 15. Hill back on his goal line. And the kick off to the right side, that'll go out of bounds. They'll kick that one over again.
Kick that one into Section B.
As Johuniuk, the junior out of Kamloops, British Columbia, who is a 25-year-old college junior, another one of the mature Weber State players. He was a walk-on from Kamloops, British Columbia. I don't know where he was walking to that he ended up in Ogden, Utah, but he got there. He's turned into a pretty good kicker for him.
Attendance this afternoon, 3,107 Hardy Bobcat fans on hand to cheer the Cats on.
The Wildcats do have 8 players on their roster from Canada, so they have done a good job in recruiting north of the border. They'll tee it up back at the 30-yard line now. Brent Chahuniak. When Mike Price was the head coach at Weber State, he couldn't pronounce his last name, and he said he just called him Chuck the Canuck. But he said everybody knew who he was talking about, so apparently they did. Ready to kick her off again. He has the wind at his back. Kicks this one high and deep. He'll let it go over his head out of the end zone up against the fence behind the snowbank. And the Bobcats will start at the MSU 20-yard line. So the Bobcats trailing 19-7. We'll see if they can jack up some offense.
Bobcats, since their first drive, have not had the best of field position. They started last time on their own 18-yard line. That's when they fumbled the ball after 2 plays. And Weber State recovered it for the touchdown. Now the Bobcats starting on their own 20.
Well, the Bobcats first and 10, the MSU 20-yard line. Weber State leading at 19-7. 12:45 to go here in the first half. Test to the right side, Stoltz to the left side. Ryan and Wilkinson in behind Tatralt. And we've got movement and a penalty flag. So, see what the call is from the official. I believe it is against the Bobcats. Illegal procedure against MSU, so it'll be 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line of Montana State.
They witnessed at halftime for entertainment by MSU's Spirit of the West Marching Band, as well as introduction to Superior.
Tesh will come out wide to the left side. To the right side is Stoltz. Tatralt, the first down call. Give to Ryan. He lunges out to the 20-yard line where he'll pick up the 5 they lost and bring up a 2nd down and 10. Quick pop there. Found a little opening. 2nd and 10, Montana State. Weber State got it going early with a couple of running plays. For the most part, have had their success through the air. The Bobcats have only passed for 12 yards thus far. Wide right, Tesh. Stoltz to the left side. 2nd and 10 for MSU. They give to Ryan again. He'll get to about the 24-yard line. Pick up a 4, 3rd down and 6 for the Cats.
Troy Juergens, inside linebacker for Weber State, over to make the tackle.
So the Bobcats again faced with a 3rd and fairly long situation. Tesh in the slot to the left. Wide to the left is Stoltz. Ryan and Wilkinson behind Tatralt. Tatralt option left side rolling. Cocks the arm, giving ground. Now going to try and turn the corner and run for it. Stays in bounds. Gets up to the 30, maybe the 31. He should have the 1st down depending on where they give him the spot. Boy, he was tiptoeing down the sidelines. He was being chased by Chris Heindel, junior defensive end from Boise. Couldn't quite catch up, and I believe that Tatralt will have the 1st down. He does. Tatralt wants to throw. Angles it out the left side. It wobbles, goes out of bounds, incomplete. Couldn't get anything on it. I'm not sure, it might not have been deflected. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 for MSU.
I was going to say, that was a pretty sickly looking pass. Let's hope it was deflected. And I do believe somebody got their hand up on it.
2nd and 10 for Montana State. The ball at the 32-yard line of Weber State. Bobcats have done most of their damage on the ground. The Wildcats, most of theirs through the air, which is just about what we expected coming in. Stoltz to the left side. Again, Tesh in the slot left. Tatralt, 2nd and 10 call. They give to Cy Ryan. Spins inside the 30 to maybe the 29-yard line. He'll pick up about 3. It'll be a 3rd down and 7 for MSU. Let's pause right now for station identification. You're listening to Montana State University football on the Bobcat Radio Network. Goes to the left, Tesh slot left. 3rd down call for MSU. Crumwoody, the tight end on the right side, moves over to the left side. Defense shifts a little for the Wildcats. Give to Cy Ryan, finds some room, and Gets down inside the 25 to maybe the 23-yard line.
By Peters.
He's going to be close. But let's see where they give him the spot. And that'll be a 4th down for the Bobcats. 4th and about 1, and the Cats again going to go for it. And about 1 from the 22-yard line of Weber State. The inverted bone. Templeton, Wilkinson, and Swenson in there. Stoltz to the left side for the Bobcats. Tatral keeps it. He rolls to the left side. Trying to elude a tackler. Gets away from it. 30, 25, 20, 15. 10-yard line. Inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Montana State.
Oh, what a great job by Tatral. That was Mike Babb, the rover for Weber State. He had the play smelled out, and it was just a foot race between Babb and Tatral. And Babb looked like maybe he had the tackle. Tatral stepped out of it and turned the corner, and there was lots of turf in front of him.
Yeah, they'll mark it eventually at the 7. 1st and goal from the 7 for MSU. Stoltz wide right, Tesh in the slot right. Crumwoody tied in on the left side. And the give is to Swenson. Fumbles the football inside the 5-yard line. Weber State has it.
That was a magnificent drive by the Bobcats. What an unfortunate break. That was the 17th play of the drive, starting back after the penalty on their own 15-yard line. Big play by Tatral to get them inside of the 10. Swenson, again, maybe showing the condition of the playing field and the weather. He just took the pop, and the ball popped loose. Unfortunate break for the Bobcats.
The 4-yard line of Weber State. The Wildcats take over. 1st and 10 at the Weber State 4. 3 receivers to the left side. Shaw split to the right side for the Wildcats. Jackson back in as the lone running back. Smith with the call. Gives to Jackson straight ahead. Has nothing but grass out in front of him. Sean Hill finally pulls him down. Out across the 15 at about the 16-yard line. 1st down Wildcats.
Second quarter score, Dean, over in Missoula. Grizzlies leading Boise State now 14-7.
So the Wildcats with a 1st down, a little bit of operating room at the 16-yard line of Weber State. 5:15 to go in the first half. Weber State leading it 19-7. 3 receivers again to the right side. But the give to Jackson, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage trying the right side, but probably not.
Michael Kemp from his outside linebacker position, they ran the other direction from where he was. He came all the way around to make the tackle.
2nd down, and they mark it no gain for the Wildcats. 2nd and 10. Weber State leading at 19-7. All to the left side. Maxwell and Macon also split to the left side. Shaw off to the right side. One sat back behind Schmidt. Schmidt on the draw to Jackson. Jackson slowed up a little, and John Skelton catches him and wrestles him down after a gain of maybe 1. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 for Weber State.
Good tackle by Skelton we're seeing this afternoon. Again, maybe due in part to the coldness. A lot of missed tackles, a lot of broken tackles on both sides. So you got to give credit to Skelton for making an unassisted tackle there and holding on.
Burchett comes in for the Wildcats. Hall. Maxwell Macon to the left side. Burchett out wide to the right side for Weber State. Jackson the lone setback. Behind Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt straight drop to throw. Comes over the middle. It is incomplete. Off the hands of Macon. Brady there to pop him to make sure he doesn't catch it. And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Wildcats. So the Bobcats will have a chance to get the football back here with 4:18 to go in the first half.
Richard Brady, free safety for the Bobcats. He was in going for the tackle all the way. If he had been able to keep his head up, he might have been able to pick that tip pass off.
Jehaniak to punt it away for the Wildcats. Line of scrimmage, Weber State 17-yard line. Good snap. Kicks it high, but not very deep. Going to hit out of bounds on the Weber State side of the field, and they will mark it at the 43-yard line of Weber State. So the Bobcats with great field position and plenty of time to operate here. 4:11 to go in the first half, trailing 19-7. So the Cats, who moved her right down the field the last time, on the ground all the way, will try and crank it out again. In for the Cats in the offensive line, Sean Stump, the senior from Great Falls, comes in. And he will line up at a guard on the left side. Mark Woodcock, the tackle on the left side, outside him. Slot right formation. Option right, Tetrol cocks the arm, wants to throw, now fakes the throw, going to keep it, running for it. Gets down the sidelines in front of the Bobcat bench and is punched out of bounds down at the 29-yard line of Weber State. First down MSU, 14-yard pickup for Tetrol.
Again, Tetrol had Stoltz short, Tesh running deep. He was looking for either one of them, but both of them well covered. So he took the ball, turned upfield, and did a nice job of tiptoeing down the sideline to pick up the first down.
First down to the Weber State 29. Montana State again with the threat. Fumbled the last time inside the 5, but they got it back with a good defensive stand. Ryan and Templeton, the setbacks, behind John Tetrol. Stoltz and Tesh to the left side. Tetrol on the give to Wilkinson, the fullback. Down inside the 25 to maybe the 23-yard line. So a pickup of about 6. It'll be second down and 4 for MSU. Off the bottom of the stack for Weber State, making the stop is Kenny Peck, defensive end. Well, the Bobcats have been cranking it out on the ground, but still find themselves on the short end of the scoreboard. But again with another threat. Stoltz to the left side, Tesh in the slot left. Crumwoody tight end on the right side. And at the center, Tetrol up behind him. Second down call. On the give, straight ahead to Wilkinson, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. First down, Montana State.
Play before, Bobcats ran the counter dive. That's where Tetrol turns 365 degrees and hands it off to the back on the right side. That time was the new wrinkle they added this week, where he just hands the ball to the first back coming through.
They spotted at the 15-yard line. First down, MSU. Tetrol with the first down call. They give to Wilkinson, down to nearly the 10-yard line, maybe the 11. Pickup of about 4. It'll be second down and 6.
Wilkinson doing a good job of keeping his feet in there, plowing through and getting 4 yards that time. He's having some success in, running the ball inside.
Wilkinson at 6 feet, 203 pounds. Templeton comes in for the Bobcats now.
One thing you see those Bobcat backs doing, and that is holding on to the ball tight.
Inverted bone now for the Cats with Templeton, Wilkinson, and Cy Ryan. Stoltz to the left side. Tetrol on the give to Ryan. He has some room down inside. He's going to go in. Touchdown, Cy Ryan! What a tough run. 11-yard touchdown run for Cy Ryan.
Great job by Ryan going to the right side of the offensive line. And he broke about 2-3 tackles at about the 4-yard line to go in for the touchdown. So fortunately for the Bobcats, after that long march and coming up inside the 5-yard line with the fumble and coming up short, they're able to take the ball right back, move it down offensively, and put the points on the board.
Jay Judy on for the extra point attempt for MSU. That's Ryan's second touchdown of the day for the Bobcats. Stoltz the holder. Ball is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 2:18 to go in the first half. It's Weber State 19, Montana State 14. Well, the Bobcats will kick it off, trailing 19-14. And after the fumble inside the 5, the Bobcat defense folds. The Bobcat offense gets it back, pulls their necks, comes right back in, and we've got a ball game. 19-14, Weber State with 2:18 to go here in the first half.
43-yard drive for the Bobcats, Dean. 5 plays, all 5 of them on the ground.
Bobcats set to kick it off. Jay Judy ready to boot it. Melvin Maxwell and Austin Peters back there deep. Hangs up in the wind. Going to hit short down around the 20. Take a Bobcat bounce. It's loose, and the Wildcats will fall on it. Back at about the 15-yard line. A couple of Wildcats didn't know where the ball was.
Peters
That ball just got up into the jet stream and stopped moving forward whatsoever. And one of the Weber State Wildcat defenders down on about the 25-yard line was getting ready to block, and all of a sudden he looked up and saw the ball coming right at him. Weber State, fortunately, just falling on it.
So they'll spot it at the 16-yard line of the Wildcats. Eric Price out wide right, along with Treblecock and Macon. First down call for the Wildcats. Schmidt on the give, straight ahead to Jackson, and he'll get to maybe the 19. Give him 3, second down and 7. Burns on the bottom of the stack for Montana State, along with John Skelton. Second down and 7 for Weber State. Wildcats leading at 19-14. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Dean Alexander, Dan Davies, Paul Van Ellis from Sales Stadium. I believe the snow has stopped here temporarily. 3 receivers again to the right side. Macon, Treblecock, and Price. Shaw to the left side. Long count. Schmidt on the handoff to Mitchell, and he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Third down call coming up for Weber State.
Bobcats showing a blitz that time. Play was changed at the line of scrimmage. Weber State made some offensive adjustments. Macon came up to help block out, and about that time the Bobcat defense dropped out of their blitz and had the right defense called for the play. I'm sure that Weber State is fairly well content to just let the clock wind down here and go in at halftime with the lead.
Skelton DiAugustino on that last stop. Third down call for the Wildcats. It'll be under a minute by the time they get the snap in. Schmidt's on the draw to Jackson. Michael Kemp grabs him, and Mark DiAugustino comes up and helps him out, and they polish him off at the 21-yard line. That'll bring up a fourth down. With 49 seconds to go, and I believe the Bobcats will take a timeout. They will to save some time. Timeout, 49 seconds to go in the first half. High snap, gets it away, gives it a ride. Hill will let it hit, takes it on the bounce at his 30, 35. Down the sideline, front of the Bobcat bench into Weber territory. On his feet and knocked down inside the 40 at the 36-yard line of Weber State. First down Bobcats with 34 seconds to go in the half.
Great run back by Sean Hill. He had a full head of steam, took the punt at about the 25-yard line, went to the right side of the field, and just ran by everybody. There was one guy between him and the goalpost, and touchdown saving tackle for Weber State.
Bobcats going into the wind at the Weber State 36-yard line. Stoltz and Test to the left side. Tatron with the call. Bobcats still have 2 timeouts remaining. Rolling left, cocks the arm, wants to throw, lets it go down the sidelines. Has Stoltz there out of bounds, incomplete. 29 seconds to go. Well, he got that one up nice, had the nice spiral on it, had enough room, so the wind didn't bother that one at all. Second down call. 19-14. Weber State with the lead, 29 seconds to go in the first half. Bobcats trying to get something here before halftime. Second down and 10. The ball at the 36-yard line of Weber State. Stoltz to the left side, Tesh in the slot left. Wilkinson and Ryan in there behind Tatrolt. From Woody, tight end on the right side. Tatrolt, straight drop, steps up. Now going to be sacked back at the 40-yard line, and the Bobcats will take a timeout. Time back in for the Cats. Wide left, Stoltz, Tesh in the slot left. From Woody, tight end on the right side. Wilkinson and Cy Ryan in behind Tatrolt. Third down call from the 40-yard line of Weber State. Straight drop by Tatrolt. Giving ground, steps up. He is tripped now, trying to run for it. Has room down the sideline to the 30. Going for the sidelines. Won't get it at the 30-yard line. And I believe the Cats had better call one more quick one. With 2 seconds they do. We'll keep it right here. 2 seconds on the scoreboard. The Bobcats call a timeout. They'll spot it at the 30-yard line of Weber State. It'll be fourth down for MSU. Tatrolt could not get to the sideline.
Well, we're looking at what, about a 47-yard punt, or 47-yard try for a field goal, and that would be into the wind. So probably be better off just heave-hoing Hail Mary into the end zone and hoping for pass interference or coming up with something.
I would say that would be the call. Get her down there, roll him one way or the other is what they've been doing to buy some time, but let's see what happens here, what the play call is for the Bobcats. 2 seconds to go in the first half here. Weber State leading MSU 19-14. The Bobcats got down inside the 5 once and fumbled. Bobcats also intercepted a Weber State pass in the first half and were unable to move it after that interception, but another fumble by the Bobcats, and Weber State capitalized on that. 19-14. A lot of action in the first half here in less than ideal conditions at Bozeman. However, I will say, for the most part, you can read all of the numbers and lines on the field now since the snow has quit. Windy and chilly, and the folks sitting in the chair seats down below us, most of them are sitting on piles of snow.
Stocking caps and packs. You see a lot of them today.
Stoltz left. Or Stoltz right. Tesh left. Wilkinson left. Bryan, the only back behind Tatroff on the 4th down call at the 30-yard line of Weber State. Tatroff drops, throws it up over the middle, pushing around, catch by Crumwoody, down inside the 10, and he will be stopped down there, and that will end the first half of play. So at the end of one, halftime, Weber State 19, Montana State 14.
You're watching KUSM-TV, Channel 9, Bozeman, Montana Public Television.
Bobcat football is funded by contributions from Continental, working to be your choice to the world. Montana Power Company, the smart choice. Lincoln National Life Insurance. Bushnell Binoculars, always put you in the best seat. And Pizza Hut, making it great.
Jay Judy to kick it off for the Bobcats. Back deep for the Wildcats of Weber State will be Melvin Maxwell along with Austin Peters. So this is about the way we started the ball game with the Cats kicking it off. With the wind at their back, and here we go again in the third quarter. Jay Judy gets it high, it'll go deep. Maxwell camps under it at the 2, to the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Up the middle, bumped into his own man, breaks it outside, and is wrapped up by Clint Bryan across the 25 at the 27-yard line. Bryan gets some help down there from Bobcat teammate Kenny Iden. So the Wildcats with fairly decent field position here to start the second half.
Bobcats did get a pretty good break that time as Maxwell, he tried running up the back of one of his own blockers, and when he figured out, hey, this guy's got a white jersey on like I do, then he cut to the left, and by then there were a couple of Bobcats there to make the tackle.
They're spotted at the 27-yard line of the Wildcats. Receivers, 2 to the right. Treble, Cock, and Hall, 2 to the left. Macon and Burchett. Pass to Macon. He dropped it off his hands. That's about 3 off his hands here today that he has to come up with. He was open at the 35, but be advised that Ryan Schmidt does have a heck of an arm, and he probably had a little bit too much on that one, and it was a little bit behind Macon. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
He was open and then some. There wasn't a Bobcat within 10 yards of him. The Bobcats were coming on the blitz, so there was no inside coverage whatsoever. Schmidt read the blitz and dumped it off quickly, but Macon couldn't hold it, fortunately.
All Treblecock and Macon to the right side. And officials want to re-spot the football, wipe it off. Out to the left side will be Trevor Shaw. Shaw, who was supposed to be a tight end behind Macon this year, has ended up as a wide receiver / flanker for the Wildcats. Second down call for Schmidt. And the give to the 30-yard line. Fumble. The Bobcats think they have it, do they? They do. Fumble, and the Bobcats come up with it. And that was Michael Kemp. So the Bobcats in great field position take advantage of a Wildcat turnover.
Well, let's see now if the Bobcat offense can pick up where they left off. The second quarter, they did such a great job of moving the ball on the ground.
Kempke came up with a big one at Boise last week. Ball at the 30-yard line of Weber State. First down, Montana State. Pass in the slot left. Stoltz wide to the left side. Crumwoody tight end on the right side. Wilkinson and Cy Ryan behind John Tatral to give to Wilkinson. Inside the 30 for maybe a yard to the 29. He will not go any further. Right up there to meet him is Bruce Covington, the 6'6", 295-pound sophomore defensive tackle out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, who runs a 40 and under 5. So he would definitely down the highway be a pro prospect, I would think, with that size and speed. 2nd and 9 for MSU. The ball at the 29-yard line of Weber State, just underway in the second half. Weber State leading at 19-14. Bobcats with a fumble recovery. Pass to the right side, Stoltz to the left side. Ryan and Wilkinson split behind Tatral. Option left side, throws over the middle, incomplete. Sidearmed it, intended for Crumwoody, who was wide open. Batted away by the Wildcats.
Well, he threw that ball right into the hands of C.D. Beck, number 36, the inside linebacker for Weber State. And I think Tatral just tried to force the ball through to get it to Crumwoody, and lucky break for the Cats that Beck couldn't hold on to it.
Third down call for MSU. 3rd and 9. The ball at the 29-yard line of Weber State. Same formation. Tatral straight drop, has time, goes down the right side. There's Cy Ryan, incomplete. Out in front of him at the 10. He'd have had 6. He could have laid it up there for him. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Ryan coming out of the backfield that time. He had about 5 yards on one of the linebackers who was trying to keep up with him, and that was Reed Leland on the coverage. But Ryan had beaten Leland coming out of the backfield and was open.
46-yard field goal attempt for Jay Judy coming up from the right hash mark. He has the wind at his back. Stoltz is the holder. Bobcats trying to get something out of the turnover by the Wildcats. Ball is down. The kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. 46-yard field goal by Jay Judy. With 13:47 to go in the third, Weber State 19, Montana State 17. Maxwell and Peters back. It's high. Peters takes it at the 5 to the 20, up the middle, finds some room, and is upset by Derek Diedrichson out across the 30 at the 32-yard line. Another nice run back for the Wildcats. 19-17, Weber State by 2. Paul, did we have that halftime score for Missoula?
Grizzlies put another touchdown on the board in the second quarter. Now 31-7, University of Montana over Boise State at halftime.
The Broncos of Boise State, we maintained several weeks ago, they were the most overrated 1AA team in the nation. The Grizzlies proving that we were right. Trevor Shaw to the left side. 3 receivers to the right side. Schmidt with the call. On the give to Mitchell, trying the right side. He'll get to maybe the 35, possibly the 36.
On the carry.
A gain of about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats.
46-yard field goal. Just handed to us a piece of information. Or 45-yard is a career-long field goal for Jay Judy.
They spotted at the 35. It'll be 2nd down and about 8. Hall and Treblecock to the left side. Burchett and Shaw to the right side. Ryan with the call. Quick drop, throws out on the right side, completes it to Burchett, and he is wrapped up over there by Sean Hill at the 40-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short call for the Wildcats. He was not going to let him get away.
Bobcats coming with a blitz that time from the inside. We had DiAgostino and Skelton coming, and that forced Schmidt to hurry up and dump the ball, and just a quick lookout pattern to his wide receiver.
Jackson will come out. And in his place will be Jeff Mitchell, the lone setback. And now the Wildcats want a timeout. 12:56 to go in the third quarter. Weber State 19, Montana State 17. Back. Smith to throw, the blitz is on, completes the pass to Jackson out of the backfield. Brady wraps him up at the 45, but he'll have the first down by about 2 yards.
Schmidt doing a nice job of maintaining his composure. He had 4 or 5 Bobcats right in his face. He kept backpedaling and found Jackson coming out of the backfield, and Jackson held on to the ball to make the catch and bring up the first down. You know, Macon really hasn't been much of a factor at all in the game here this afternoon. Coming in, the leading receiver in the nation, he's had a couple thrown his way, and he's dropped them.
All Treblecock and Macon split to the left side. Jackson the lone setback. Play action now. Smith going to run for it. Rolling to his right now. Throws down the right side. Incomplete. Hill had his hands on it. Intended for Macon. Down to the 30-yard line of MSU. Be a second down. About 3 Bobcats in there chasing Schmidt, but he got away from it. And Hill almost came up with the interception.
Macon that time had Hill in front of him and Brady behind him. And there looked like there was maybe a little spot that touch pass could have gotten in, and I think that's what Schmidt was trying for, but it fell incomplete.
All Treblecock and Macon again to the left side. Jackson, the lone setback. Second down and 10 for Weber State from the Wildcat 45-yard line. Weber State leading it 19-17. Schmidt on the give to Jackson, and he is wrapped up at the 45, making the 46-yard line. He might get one. Third down and 9 for Weber State.
The Bobcat defense.
That was Mitchell, excuse me, Dan, on the carry, not Jackson. Go ahead.
The Bobcat defense apparently have feeling very confident about their secondary and linebacker coverage, bringing a lot of blitz early here in the third quarter, and thus far being very successful.
Hall, Treblecock, Macon to the left side. Shaw split out to the right side for the Wildcats. Mitchell again, the lone setback. Schmidt to throw. Pressure's on. DiAugustino gets a hand on him, and the pass is short. Incomplete. Rob Hatch in there, too, and it'll be a fourth down. So just enough pressure that Schmidt couldn't load up on it, and the Wildcats will have to punt it away. So the Bobcat defense, again with a good stand. Perkins and Hill back deep for MSU, back at the Bobcat 15-yard line. Johaniak to punt it away for the Wildcats. Good snap, has time. End over end, not very deep, bouncing around. The Bobcats get away from it, and it'll go dead to the Bobcats' 24-yard line. So the Cat offense will come out, see if they can crank up some of that ground yardage as they did in the second quarter. Bobcats trailing at 19-17.
29-yard punt that time. I'm not going to try to say the guy's last name.
He came in. If he had enough punts last year, he would have led the nation in punting. He didn't have he was 8 punts shy of having enough to qualify. But normally he's a pretty good punter for the Wildcats of Weber State.
Got a 76-yarder this year against Northern Arizona. It's a pretty good punter.
First down, Bobcats. To give to Cy Ryan. He might get a yard to the 25. The second down and 9, MSU. Try the right side. Wasn't much there. Up off the bottom of the stack for the Wildcats. Bruce Covington again, using his 295 pounds to its best advantage, blocking up the hole. Second down and 9, Montana State. Stoltz wide to the right side. Tesh in the slot right. Crumwoody tied in on the left side. Ryan and Wilkinson in behind Tetrol. The give to Wilkinson. He'll be stopped shy of the 30 off the right side up to about the 29-yard line.
Bobcats having a lot of luck in the first half. Running between the tackles seemed to be where they had their best luck in picking up the big yardage. But so far here in the second half, Weber State apparently has made some adjustments defensively, and the Bobcats have not had that kind of luck running up the middle.
The net up over the football. Knighton to his right side. Ratsburg and Woodcock to his left side. Crumwoody tied in on the left side. Tetrol on the give to Wilkinson. Puts his head down and blasts out across the 35 to the 36. First down, Montana State. Most of that was just on second effort by Bob Wilkinson.
I'm not sure how he did that. Looked like he was stopped back at about the 30-yard line, and the Bobcats were going to have to punt. Great effort.
So the Bobcats maintain possession, keep the drive going at the Montana State 36-yard line. Stoltz to the right side, Tesh to the left side. Crumwoody tied in on the right side this time. Tatrold on the give to Wilkinson. He won't find much of anything. Met right at the line of scrimmage as he tries to bounce out the right side. But there just was no place to go, as in there for the Wildcats of Weber State was Kenny Peck, defensive end. So it'll be a half yard maybe. Basically, though, not much of any gain. Second down and just about 10 for the Bobcats. Ball at about the 36-yard line of MSU. Tesh to the right side, Stoltz to the left side. Tatrold on the option left side, fakes it, keeps it, up across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. He's going to be looking at a third down and short, as he's going to have about 2 yards or so for the first down. 2, maybe 3 yards for the first down.
Darian Scott, the strong safety for Weber State, was out there all by himself, and he was trying to cover 2 guys and do it just by himself, and he opted to trail with the pitch back, and Tatrold cut it up to pick up the game.
Third and short for Montana State. Tatrold on the give to Wilkinson. Very, very close. He may be just inches shy, depending on the spot. Let's see what they give him on the spot. First, we're going to take a look. Do they want to bring in the chains? Moving the ball around a little bit. Taking a look. First down, Bobcats.
I was going to say earlier, Dean, thus far the officials not being real generous to the Bobcats with their spots, but that particular time, enough for the first down.
Bobcats, another first down, this time at the MSU 46-yard line. Earl Mella back in, out wide to the right. In the slot right is Tesh. Ryan and Wilkinson behind Tatrold. Give to Wilkinson off the left side, inside the 50, down to about the 47-yard line of Weber State. Again, a nice run by Wilkinson off the left side. Templeton coming in for Montana State now as Wilkinson will get a breather. Second down and about 3. Give him 7 on the pickup. Stoltz to the right side, Tesh in the slot right. Templeton and Ryan in there behind Tatrold. Bobcats trailing 19-17. We're in the third quarter. They give to Templeton down to about the 45-yard line. He is going to be just about a yard shy of the first down. They'll bring up a third down and 1. While they huddle up, let's pause for station identification. You're listening to Montana State University football on the Bobcat Radio Network.
Correction, Templeton on the carry.
Third down and 1 at the 46-yard line of Weber State. Tatrold, option right side, has some room. He's going to keep it, needs a block, turns the corner, and heads down for the first down about the 41-yard line of Weber State. First down, Bobcats. I don't think John had any intention of pitching that to anybody. First down, MSU at the 41-yard line of Weber State. The Bobcats on the move.
One thing to note here, Dean, at halftime, we talked about the Montana State having a 17-minute possession time. I believe the Weber defense is probably feeling the effects of being on the field all afternoon.
Wilkinson and Ryan behind Tatrold. First down call. Give to Wilkinson straight ahead. Inside the 40 to about the 39. He'll get just about 2. It'll be second down and 8 for MSU. And the thing on this, too, is that this long drive by the Bobcats, and they had the one early on, you recall, that they fumbled inside the 5, and this was another nice long sustained drive for MSU. Mella back to the left side, Plunkett in the slot left. Crumwoody. Tight end on the right side. Ryan and Templeton in there behind Tatrold this time. Tatrold on the option right side, keeps it on the bootleg down the sidelines to 30 to 25 and out of bounds. Down at the 23-yard line of Weber State. First down, MSU.
Bobcats that time faking the counter dive. Tatrold fakes it to the first back through, turns, and generally would give it to the second back, but this time Wilkinson came up and put a crunching block on somebody from Weber State, and Tatefeld turned and ran down the corner and picked up the first down.
Well, the snow has started again here in Bozeman. Snowing and blowing pretty good, or pretty bad, depending on how you look at it. Wide left is Stoltz. Tesh in the slot to the left side. Ryan and Templeton in behind Tatrold. And the give to Templeton down to the 20-yard line, going behind Brian Ratsburg, who fired out of there. And he got a quick start on the ball that time on the snap.
Bobcats starting on their own 24-yard line. This is the 13th play of the drive coming up. They had that 17-play drive earlier, but they have not, I think, even looked like they've tried to put the ball in the air once in this drive. Keeping it on the ground and mixing it up really good, too, going in and then coming around to the outside.
And at a point in the game where a field goal would give the Bobcats the lead. Tatrold on the option left side, pitched it back to Ryan, not finding much room, trying to turn the corner, and he'll be wrapped up and dropped back at the 25-yard line. Tackled for a loss back there. Babb making the stop for Weber State. Mike Babb, a junior, the rover back for Weber State. So the Bobcats looking at a third down now, back at the 25-yard line. Third down at about 12 for MSU.
Babb coming up very quickly that time, not allowing Ryan to turn the corner.
Inverted bone for MSU with Stoltz out wide to the right side. Tatrold rolling right. Play action, wants to throw, throws, has Crumwoody, and he is knocked down. There comes the penalty flag. The one official looked at it, made no motion for the flag, but from the secondary, finally, the official tossed the flag. Crumwoody was hit before the ball ever got there.
No question about that one. That was definitely a defensive pass interference on Weber State.
And Crumwoody was open. Tatrold had the right idea, but Crumwoody was bopped before the ball got there, down around the 12-yard line. So the penalty against the Wildcats, pass interference.
Weber State.
That'll move it down to the 11-yard line of Weber State and give the Bobcats the first down.
Bobcats that time had Stoltz going deep, clearing out that middle, and Crumwoody from his tight end position, just doing a little drag pattern across the middle, and he was there. It looked like it was a well-thrown ball, too, by Tatrold.
Wilkinson and Ryan behind Tatrold. Stoltz out wide left. Tesh in the slot to the left side. Tatrold with the first down call. Gives to Ryan, chugging ahead down to about the 10. He'll get one. It'll be second down and 9 from the 10-yard line of Weber State. Four minutes and 45 seconds and time running here in the third quarter. The Bobcats have had the football for the majority of the quarter. They've put up 3 points here in the third. Obviously, they want more because they still trail by 2 at 19-17. Stoltz to the right side. Crumwoody tied in on the left side. Inverted bone again with Templeton, Wilkinson, and Ryan behind Tatrold on the second down call. Play action rolling left. Has time. Throws in the end zone. Crumwoody. Touchdown!
What a nice pass by Tatrold. Coverage by Jody Marshall, the cornerback for Weber State. He had great coverage on Crumwoody. That was just a nice touch pass by Tatrold. A good catch by Crumwoody. The Bobcats put together a 16-play drive. They only used the pass twice in those 16 plays. One for the touchdown to Crumwoody. The other one, of course, was on the 3rd and 12 a couple of plays ago, where they came up with the pass interference to pick up a big first down.
Bobcats with the lead of 23-19. Jay Judy to try for the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Kick is good.
4:15 to go in the third. Montana State 24, Weber State 19. Jay Judy to kick it off for Montana State. The Cats with the lead. A low liner bounces. Maxwell picks it up down at his 6 to the 10 to the 15. Trying to change direction, and there's Joel Long there and says that's as far as you go. Down at the 17-yard line. Wildcats will start inside their own 20.
The tackle for the Bobcats.
So the Bobcat defense has had a nice long rest. They ought to be more than refreshed. The offense had that ball for an eternity.
This is the third time in the second half that Weber State's had the ball. The first time they fumbled, the Bobcats got it, and the second time it was, well, they managed to get 6 plays in before they had to punt the ball. Again, Weber likes to throw the ball, and they're going into the wind.
First down call for Schmidt. Play action. Wants to throw, has time, goes deep, down over the middle. Maxwell's there, makes the catch in Bobcat territory down inside the 45 at the 43-yard line of MSU. Well, that was into the wind and everything. He had plenty of time, got it up there, and there was Maxwell for the catch.
You got to give Schmidt credit that time. The Bobcats showing blitz. They dropped out of it. He dropped back into the pocket, and he threw a nice ball into that wind. Nice spiral, and Maxwell managed to get just a little bit behind the Bobcat defenders.
First down for the Wildcats in Bobcat territory. 3 receivers to the right side. The 39-yard completion. Play action. Schmidt rolling to the right side. Down deep over the middle. Incomplete. Off the back of Steve Lebsack. Lebsack down there defending. Flag back in the backfield. Could that be holding?
Lebsack getting congratulations from his teammates. He's still trying to figure out exactly what he did.
Roughing the passer against the Bobcats.
Personal foul, Montana State.
Second quarter score, University of Idaho over Reno, 25-0.
Well, the Wolfpack can think about next year. Ball down inside the 30, the Bobcat 28-yard line. There's a big error by somebody. So the Wildcats, who started at their own 17 quickly, have the football down to the Bobcat 28-yard line. Price, Treble, Crock, and Macon to the right side. Jackson, the lone setback behind Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt on the give to Jackson. Tripped up, stopped the line of scrimmage, and still trying to run for something, and will find some forward progress down to the 25-yard line. But he had no place to go. Steve Perkins will get credit for at least part of the tackle there.
Just so hard in the field, the conditions that the field is in, to make any whatsoever kind of sharp cut.
Second down call for the Wildcats. Give him 2 from the Bobcat 25. Second down and 8. Price, Treble, Cock, and Macon again to the right side. Shaw lines up with a tight end on the left side. Again, Jackson, the lone setback for Weber State. Schmidt on the give to Jackson, trying to get outside of the left side. He'll be run out of bounds inside the 25, down to about the 22, maybe the 21-yard line. Hatch, DiAugustino, Perkins over there for MSU. And that'll bring up a third down from the 21-yard line. Third down and a long 3 for Weber State. Price will go wide right. Treblecock and Macon also split out to the right side. Again, Shaw tight end on the left side. The ball at the left hash mark. Jackson the lone setback. Schmidt with the call. Puts Jackson in motion to the left side. Looking left, looking right, and now going to be tackled. He gets rid of the ball as he is hit. Here comes the penalty flag. Nobody there. That could be an intentional grounding.
Well, there were 5 white shirts. He threw it into the back of one of the white shirts, but all 5 of those white shirts, their numbers are between 50 and 70, which typically does mean that none of them can catch the ball.
I think that was Lebsack on a safety blitz, wasn't it, coming in there? The officials huddling it up. That's a loss of down on a grounding call. So they'll get the penalty, and it'll be 4th down.
Intentional grounding, loss of down.
The Bobcat defense really rising to the occasion here after a big pass play and then a long roughing the passer penalty against them, and coming up to stop the Weber offense here, putting them in a big bind.
Well, they're going to go for it on the 4th down. If they try a field goal, they'll be going into the wind. A punt doesn't do them any good, so what are they going to do? They stood out there for a while. Patterson comes in. Well, apparently they are going to try a field goal into the wind. It'll be a 44-yarder.
Quarterback Schmidt is the holder.
Ball is down, the kick is up, and no way, Jose. The wind blows it away, and it falls dead in the end zone. And the Bobcat defense holds, and the offense will take over. Got it up there high, and it just stopped.
Barely made it into the end zone, and we saw him before the game. Of course, he was kicking with the wind at his back, but he was kicking him through from 50 yards to spare, so it does make a little bit of difference having the wind in your face or the wind in your back.
So the Bobcat offense will come onto the field.
Another thing to think about as the temperature continues to drop here and get cooler, that ball gets a lot harder and makes it a lot harder to kick.
Like kicking a cannonball. First down for MSU from the Bobcat 27-yard line. The give to Wilkinson. Won't get much. Tries the right side. Might get a yard. The second down and 9. Bobcats with the lead here, 24-19, 2:25 and time running here in the third quarter. It has been all third quarter Bobcats. The Cats trailed at halftime 19-14, but the Bobcats have picked up 10 here in the third quarter against the Wildcats, and the defense has pitched a shutout. Stoltz to the left side, Tesh in the slot left. Tatrall to the second down call. Ryan and Wilkinson in behind Tatrall. Option left side. Giving ground, keeping it. We'll get some plus yardage out across the 30 to about the 32 or 33. Had Ryan out there with him, but wisely did not pitch the football. Bobcats on that last drive for the touchdown used up almost half of the third quarter, 7 minutes and 36 seconds on that last drive.
One thing we want to mention, too, Dean, the touchdown pass to Brian Crumruddy, that was his first career touchdown as a Bobcat.
Wide right, Stoltz, Tesh in the slot to the right side. The give straight ahead to Cy Ryan, lunging forward, going to be just inches shy of the first down.
Ryan carries it.
He tried to carry the tackler, the Weber State tackler, with him to make the extra effort to pick up the first down, but it does look like he is just going to be short.
They may want to bring the chains into measure. They may not need the chains, but they are going to bring them in just to be sure. But it appears to be inches shy of a first down. Bobcats leading at 24-19, a minute 18 to go in the third quarter. Stretch it out. First down. How about that?
I think we all need to go in on Monday and get our eyes tested, guys.
That was a what you call your generous spot.
In the second quarter,
Second quarter score. Eastern Washington had an 8-0 lead on Stephen F. Austin. It's now 21-8. Stephen F. Austin over Eastern Washington in the second quarter.
Wide right is Stoltz. Tesh in the slot to the right side. Kevin Elliott in there to tackle on the right side for the Bobcats right now. Outside Derek Isaacson. Ratsburg and Woodcock on the left side. The give to Wilkinson. Boy, he'll get nothing. He may even lost a yard. No gain for sure. There was absolutely nothing there.
That was Chris Heindel, the defensive end for Weber State. He was in the backfield about the same time the ball was being handed off to make the tackle.
Tatrall looking at a 2nd and 10. Sends Stoltz and Tesh out wide to the right side. As Crumwoody tied in on the left side. Traviston at the center. Option right side. Tatrall wants to throw. Throws. Completes it to Stoltz up at the 42-yard line. So it won't be much of a pickup.
By Peters.
Tatrall rolling to his right that time, hitting Rob Stoltz. Hit him just a little bit late. Had he got the ball there a bit sooner, Rob would have had a chance to make a move on the defender and get it upfield, but the defender was there right as the ball got to Rob Stoltz.
Third down and about 6. Stoltz and Tesh to the left side. Ryan and Wilkinson behind Tatrall. And the whistle. That's the end of the third quarter. At the end of 3. Montana State 24, Weber State 19. Starting the fourth quarter here. Bobcats with a third down call. Third and about 6. Tatrell straight drop, wants to throw, running out of time, and he's going to be sacked back at the 35-yard line. So the Bobcats will have to punt into the wind also here, as he needed just about another second or so, and he flat didn't have it. So Swenson on to punt it away for MSU. Maxwell back for Weber State. Again punting into the wind. Good snap. Gets a low liner. Bounces, gets a Bobcat bounce. It'll get down inside the 35. About the 32-yard line. There'll be no return on it. So 33-yard punt, no return, and the Wildcats will have it. Wildcats with the wind at their back for this whole fourth quarter.
Update you on that score over in Missoula in the third quarter. It's 31-7 still. Tim Houck, I noticed, has got 2 interceptions for the Grizzlies. He's having a heck of a year.
Right, a big timber, Montana. Grizzlies in town next weekend to take on the Bobcats. Once again, as we mentioned earlier on, there might be some tickets available if you want to check it out on Monday. Hand off to Jackson, straight ahead. He'll get to the 34-yard line, maybe. Pickup of about 2. Second down and 8. Third quarter stats after we get them might be real interesting on time of possession, because the Bobcats kept the football for virtually the entire third quarter. All treble cock and Macon to the right side. Jackson out to the left side. Nobody in the backfield behind Smith. Straight drop to throw. Throws left side. Completes it to Shaw up across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Shy of the first down. Will be third down and a short 2 for the Wildcats.
Without any backs in the backfield, there's very few things that you can do. There can't be many surprises. It's got to be a pass or a quarterback draw.
And he's not much of a runner, so we just have to eliminate the latter, right?
That's exactly right.
Third down and about 1 now as they give him the spot. Schmidt tries to keep it and lunge forward. I don't know if he got it, but he may have, if they, depending on where they give him the forward progress over there.
Well, they've been pretty inconsistent with their spots here this afternoon. Sometimes they've been generous, and sometimes they haven't been so generous. So it'll be interesting to see what they do give him. First down.
First down for the Wildcats of Weber State. Bobcats leading at 24-19. 12:55 remaining in the fourth quarter here. All treble cock and Macon to the right side. Smith keeps one running back in. Play action down over the middle. Almost intercepted by Rich Brady down inside the 40-yard line of the Bobcats. Intended for Macon, underthrown. And Brady got a hand on it, knocks it away, incomplete.
Good pressure again put on by the Bobcats. They had one of their inside linebackers coming on the blitz, and he forced Erickson to get rid of the ball a little sooner than he wanted to, or Schmidt, I mean.
10 out of 17 for 160 yards right now for Smith at this juncture. The Bobcats with 258 yards rushing through 3 quarters. Ryan and Tatrell, 1 and 2 rushing for the Bobcats, both with about 80 yards. Second and 10 for Weber. Schmidt has Hall in motion left to right. Will give him 3 receivers on the right side. Wants to throw, looking right. It is batted away by Jason Hacker. Incomplete. Third down coming up.
Well, he's trying to throw the ball to his flanker, Treblecock, but who was open, but Hacker just got his hands up in the air and batted it down.
So third and 10 for Weber State. Schmidt huddles them up. The ball at the Weber State 43-yard line. All treble cock to the right side. Shaw goes off to the left side. Macon comes out to the right side now. Keeps Jackson in there with him, and they'll go from the shotgun on the third down call. Schmidt with some time goes down over the middle. It is caught by Shaw down the 35-yard line of MSU.
Great catch by Shaw, splitting the defenders that time. He had Steve Perkins right on his back. It was a well-thrown ball, and a good protection for Schmidt that time. The Bobcats electing to rush just 3 and drop 8 back into the coverage. A big first down for Weber State.
Big third down play for the Wildcats. Well, they're a legitimate threat now at the Bobcat 35-yard line. All treble cock Macon to the right side. Schmidt up under center this time. Play action, rolling to his right. Rolling, throws down deep. Touchdown! Treble cock on the catch. A 35-yard toss, and the Wildcats get the lead back.
Treble cock that time from his flanker position. He just ran right by Steve Lebsack, the strong safety for the Bobcats. He had a couple of yards on Lebsack. A well-thrown ball by Schmidt, who threw a nice touch pass, and treble cock there to make the touchdown. Weber State striking very quickly. That was just the 7th play of the drive, starting on their own 33-yard line.
So Weber State up by 1, 25-24, and they'll go for 2. Because obviously that would mean the Bobcats could only tie with a field goal. He keeps Jackson and Mitchell in there behind him. Double tight end set up with Hall split to the right side. Schmidt play action, stop, throws, and caught for 2 by Jackson.
Fake to Jackson coming out of the backfield, and Jackson was wide open in the end zone. Perkins coming over on the coverage, but it was too late.
Well, the Wildcats take the lead. 12:06 to go in the fourth. Weber State 27, Montana State 24. Waiting. Here's the kick, high, and Hill will take it back. Well, he won't take it. Over his shoulder into and out of the end zone. The Bobcats will start at the MSU 20-yard line. Going into the wind here hasn't made much difference because the Bobcats haven't had to do much in the passing game. They have 50 yards passing right now in the game. All of their damage has been done on the ground.
Well, let's see if the Bobcats can come out here. This is the 4th time in the second half that they have had the ball. The first time they tried the field goal after the fumble recovery. That was no good. Then they had the 16-play drive. Last time it was 5 plays in the drive before they were forced to punt it.
From the inverted bone, Petrov on the give, the last man through. Cy Ryan up to about the 24-yard line. Give him 4. Second down and 6 for MSU. Bobcats would love to have an 80-yard drive that took them 12 to 15 plays right now, culminating with at least 6. As that could eat up the majority of the clock here.
Bobcats with 308 yards of total offense through 3 quarters, including 258 yards on the ground. Ryan with 83 and Tatefeld with 79.
Second down call to give to Wilkinson. He'll get across the 25 to maybe the 26. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for MSU.
Weber State virtually here the last couple of times the Bobcats have had the ball have gone to almost strictly man coverage on the wide receivers, and everybody else they've bunched up in the middle of the field to try to stop the run against the Bobcats.
Well, big 3rd down again for MSU. We've said that all afternoon, but has come through with the majority of them. 3rd down and long 2 for the Bobcats. Tatrold on the give to Wilkinson. He'll have the first down up to the 31-yard line off the right side. First down, MSU. First down, Montana State. Stoltz to the left side, Tesh in the slot left. Wilkinson back in. He and Ryan are behind John Tatrold. The give to Ryan. Hammers it down to about the 26-yard line, and then the penalty flag comes out of the pack.
Very late penalty flag. Last time we saw it was a face mask penalty.
What is it called?
One of the Weber players signaling face mask.
Good call.
Calling a Wildcat.
Cy Ryan officially deemed 24 carries, 107 yards. Big afternoon for the young man from Billings West.
5'9", 174-pounder. but he runs like he weighs 210. Ball moved down to the 20-yard line of Weber State. First down, Bobcats. 6:55 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Weber State leading at 27-24. Bobcats on the move.
Well, we've got another one of those first and one situations, 2-in-1 game.
Offensive coaches like that call.
Tatron option left side. Going to keep it. On his feet, still on his feet. Inside the 10-yard line. Wrapped up and dropped inside the 10 by Maurice Jackson, the junior free safety. And it'll be a first and goal for the Bobcats. Down at about, see where they spot the football, waiting for a dry ball to come in. That's down at about the 6-yard line. First and goal from the 6 for MSU.
Well, you asked for a 10 to 12 play drive. This is play number 14 of the drive coming up.
Tatroff on the give to Templeton, inside the 5 to about the 3. Bobcats operating with 2 fullbacks that time. Here comes Ryan back in. It'll be second and goal from the 3 for MSU. Ryan with 2 touchdowns already this afternoon. Bobcats trailing at 27-24. 5:50 remaining. Clock continues to run. Stoltz to the right side. Test to the left side. Ryan and Wilkinson behind Tatroff. Second and goal. Give to Ryan. He's in. Touchdown. Ryan with his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon.
What a nice hole there, too. Cy Ryan using the blocking of his center, Travis Annette, and I believe Brian Ratsburg, the left guard in there, opened up a nice hole up the middle, and that's where Cy Ryan went into the end zone for the touchdown.
On for the extra point attempt, Jay Judy. The key extra point. It would put the Bobcats up by 4, meaning Weber State could not tie it with a field goal.
80-yard drive, 15 plays, and they passed the ball only 1 time.
Stoltz the holder. Ball is down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 5:40 to go. Montana State 31, Weber State 27. Cats to kick it off to the Wildcats. Bobcats leading at 31-27. Jay Judy. Maxwell back, along with Austin Peters for the Wildcats. 5:40 remaining. Bobcats by 4. Kicks it high, hangs up in the wind a little bit. Hit, drop, picked up by Peters. Back up the field, stays on his feet into Bobcat territory, almost, but stopped at the 50-yard line.
On the tackle.
I'll tell you what, about 1 guy away from busting that one all the way. That's about as good a field position as you're going to get.
Yeah, they were kicking the ball into the wind and really held it up. And they caught it on a 1-hop and advanced it to the 50. First down for the Weber State Wildcats.
Macon, Maxwell, and Hall to the right side. Schmidt on the straight drop, throws left sidelines, incomplete. Off the hands of Shaw, out of bounds. Second down and 10 from the 50. Well, the Bobcat defense, my guess, would be try to keep everything in front of them at this juncture.
They can't make a mistake downfield slipping a one-on-one situation because we know that would be fatal for the Bobcat defense.
Treblecock back in. Maxwell comes out. Hall and Treblecock will come out along with Macon to the right side. Jackson stays in behind Schmidt. Play action. Schmidt rolling to the right side, getting pressure from Hatch. Throws it. It is caught at the 35-yard line of MSU, and it comes loose. What does the official say? Incomplete? Incomplete pass. Said he juggled it, and it came out incomplete, never had it.
Looks like he had it when he went down. It would have been a first down, too, but the official right on the spot.
Third down. Hatch was coming from behind, trying to catch up with Schmidt. As Nathan Burchett comes in. And Shaw will check out. 3rd and 10 for Weber State.
We think, Dean, that Wildcats and Weber would be in a 4-down situation with the way the Bobcats have controlled the ball thus far in the second half.
Schmidt on the straight drop to throw, running out of time, comes back over the middle. It is caught down inside the 40 at the 39-yard line of MSU. Perkins on the tackle, Burchett on the catch. And that'll be a first down for the Wildcats. He got it by just about a yard.
Good composure that time by Schmidt, the quarterback, because the Bobcats were coming with the blitz and back in man coverage in the secondary, and the Bobcat coaches in the booth next to us felt like maybe he dropped the ball and should have been incomplete, but no is the call, so it's a first down.
First down for the Wildcats. They cannot tie it with a field goal. They got to have 6. They trail 31-27. Schmidt with no backs in the backfield with him to throw. Completes it wide open is Jackson. And Jackson is down inside the 25 to about the 24 of MSU. He had plenty to choose from, and he picked out Jackson. He lined up out in the split out wide to the left side. That'll be another first down for the Wildcats.
Well, the Bobcats in a zone coverage, and it's obvious, quite obvious that Jackson found the soft spot in the seam because he was wide open, and Schmidt saw him, threw the good pass for the completion.
Now they'll send Macon. Well, he starts to come out. Now he stays in. Price and Hall to the left side. Macon tight end right side. Jackson and Mitchell in there behind Schmidt. Play action, throws out on the left side to Price. He goes down as he gets it. Back at the 31-yard line, so they will lose yardage on that.
I think that might have been a little razzle-dazzle there. That would have been a question as to whether or not that was a forward pass as opposed to a backward lateral. Weber State did have Dave Hall, who was standing down in the end zone by himself, and I think the intention was to throw the ball out, make it a backward lateral. Price would in turn throw the ball to Hall in the end zone, or try to.
Warning the Wildcats about getting the players back on the sidelines. Second down from the 30-yard line. Second and 16 for Weber State. Treblecock and Hall and Macon off to the right side. One receiver to the left side. Schmidt with a straight drop. The pressure's on. Lets it go. Completes it to Macon, and he is out of bounds down around the 20-yard line. So that'll bring up about a third down and 6. Well, the Bobcats coming close, but not getting Schmidt as just as he is about to run out of time, he unloads the ball. So third down call for the Wildcats at the Bobcat 19, third down and 5.
Well, if they weren't in four-down territory before, Dan, they definitely are in four-down territory now.
3:53 to go. Bobcats leading at 31-27. Again, everybody in the pattern. Hall and Macon to the right side. Treblecock and Shaw to the left. Treblecock in motion, left to right. Schmidt to throw. Gets rid of it, incomplete. Michael Kemp almost had the interception. That'll bring up a fourth down. Pressure from the backside. Schmidt got hit as he let it go.
Bobcats had the blitz that time. The inside linebackers were coming.
And the Wildcats, I believe, going to take a timeout. They are. 3:50 to go. Montana State 31, Weber State 27. Back at 3:46 to go. Jackson the lone setback. 3 receivers to the right side. Schmidt to give to Jackson up the middle. And he is stuffed right there after he gets a yard or maybe 2. My guess is the Wildcats now going to try to eat a little bit of clock. They don't want to score too soon, if indeed they score at all. Second down call from the Bobcat 11-yard line. Second and about 8. Treblecock and Macon to the right side. Hall and Jackson to the left. All in motion, left to right. Schmidt to throw, cocks the arm, and he is going to be sacked by Jason Hackert back at the 15-yard line. Pump faked once, and when he pulled her down and started to come back again, Hackert hauls him down back at the 15.
Bobcats coming again with a blitz, that time from their inside linebackers, and I'm sure that Schmidt saw because he wanted to get rid of the ball in a hurry, and the receiver he wanted to throw it to was covered, which forced him to bring the ball back down.
Ball in Treblecock and Macon to the right side. Jackson to the left side. Again, no backs in there with Schmidt. Schmidt with a straight drop to throw, and he is fouled by Mark DiAugustino back at the 24-yard line. Blasts him down. That'll bring up a 4th down.
He did not even see DiAugustino coming on the blitz. He was all the way looking to his left in the end zone, and DiAugustino coming in from his blind side, he did not see him coming at all.
Weber State takes their final timeout. 2:02 to go in the 4th quarter. Montana State 31, Weber State 27. Back. The ball to the Bobcats 22-yard line. We're just talking here while we're away. Weber State really with no choice but to go for the end zone. They could get a 1st down inside the 5. The Bobcat defense, the Bobcat fans, both fired up. 2:02 to go here. Weber State, no more timeouts. That was their last timeout. 4th down call. Burchett to the left side. Hall, Treblecock and Macon to the right side. From the shotgun this time.
Here they
Mitchell
come.
in with him. Bobcats on the blitz over the middle. Incomplete. Incomplete. Intended for Macon. DiAugustino in there with the pressure. So the minute 58 to go. The Bobcats will get the football back. Weber State cannot stop the clock. The Bobcats can hang on to the football, use up 4 downs, and eat up the clock and come out of here with a win. But not over yet. With a minute 58, you have to hang on to the football. Tatrolt, last man to the huddle for MSU. Stoltz to the left side. Tesh in the slot left. Ryan and Wilkinson in there behind Tatrolt. To give straight ahead to Ryan. Might get a yard if he gets that. Doesn't make any difference. The Bobcats want to take as much time as they can. The clock continues to run, a minute 45.
And you know the instructions to the backs between the handoff between Tatrolt going to the backs. You hold on to that ball tight.
The Bozeman Trophy player of the game is running back Cy Ryan. Cy Ryan over 100 yards rushing today, 3 touchdowns. Congratulations to the Bozeman Trophy player of the game, Cy Ryan, today for the Bobcats. 2nd down call to give to Wilkinson out to the 25. And next week for the Grizzly game, the fans of the week, Ralph and Linda McCormick, will be picked up by the limo from Car Stage and driven to the game. And after the game, the Car Stage limo will take them to Cantrell's at the Holiday Inn here in Bozeman. So congratulations to Ralph and Linda McCormick, our fans of the week next week for the Bobcat Grizzly game. 53 seconds and the clock continues to run. 3rd down call coming up for the Bobcats. Tatrolt taking his time. 15 on the play clock as it ticks down.
A couple of quick scores, 41-7. Grizzlies over Boise State in the 3rd quarter. At halftime, it's Idaho over Nevada Reno, 32-0. Colorado still over Oklahoma, 10-0 in the 3rd quarter as the play clock hits 0.
And the Bobcats will take a timeout, stopping it with 31 seconds. A 3rd down call coming up. We will stay right here. This sets up an interesting matchup next week between the Bobcats and the Grizz. Not that they're ever not interesting, but the Bobcats should come into this game on a 4-game losing streak. And the Grizzlies, of course, battling with Idaho for the Big Sky title. Coming in here next week, the Grizzlies in the process of kicking Boise's can over in Missoula. And for the Bobcats here against Weber today, as we mentioned coming in, the last Bobcat team to beat Weber State in Bozeman was coached by Sonny Lubick back in 1979. So this will be the first time the Bobcats have beaten Weber State in Bozeman since '79. Weber State also had a 4-game winning streak against MSU.
Well, Bobcats have really got to be happy with the way their offense has performed this afternoon. I mean, they have come out and done the job and put together the 14, 15 play drives and kept the clock ticking and kept the defense off the field. And conversely, the defense came through when they had to. And that final drive when Weber State was knocking on the door.
4 quarters of football, defense and offense both doing a heck of a job here this afternoon. Tatrold with the third down call. Going to keep it, go around the right side, has some running room, down the sidelines, and he goes out of bounds with the first down up at the 43-yard line, but that'll stop the clock with 23 seconds to go.
But they do have the first down.
They do have the first down. The coaches next door kind of going goofy because they wanted to stay in bounds, let that clock keep running.
Had he stayed in bounds, the game would be over.
Yeah.
Less than 25 seconds on the 25 seconds, or 23 seconds left on the game clock, and 25 on the 25-second clock.
A couple other quick final scores. LSU coming from behind to beat Tennessee 45-39. Clemson over Wake Forest this afternoon 44-10.
23 seconds to go. First down call for MSU. Tatrold just goes down on one knee. Tatrold also over 100 yards. 20 carries for 107 yards today for him, along with Ryan, both over 100 yards. So the Bobcats will win it here this afternoon against Weber State. Final score, Montana State 31, Weber State 27. Stand by for the postgame show here on the Bobcat Radio Network.
Please be careful upon leaving.